Welcome to the Michigan Golfer Show with your host, Bill Shelton. Join us each week as we explore the people, the places, and the events that shape our great game.
This is Jack Berry with the Michigan Golfer on television, and today we're at the Country Club of Jackson with Jackson's #1 golfer of all time, Dave Hill. Dave, it's good to see you again, and glad that you're still playing so well. Had a little 68, just about matched your age a few days ago.
Well,
and he's
almost.
67. He's not 69. Now we'll get that right.
It's a pleasure to be here, Jack. Thank you.
We're going to talk about Ryder Cup today. Dave is unbeaten in singles. He played in 3 Ryder Cups, all of them overseas, where it's a little bit tougher to win for the Americans. He played 1969 at Royal Birkdale, 73 at the Muirfield, 77 at Royal Lytham and St. Anne's. Had a 6-3 overall record. He won 13 times on the PGA Tour, including the Buick Open back in 1969. Top 60 money winners for 17 straight years on the tour. Won 6 times on the PGA Senior Tour. And he's went into the Michigan Golf Hall of Fame in 1993. So it's a fabulous record. And this guy was one of the most fun guys to watch in the time that I covered golf at the Free Press and the News, was watching Dave Hill, and nobody worked harder at it. Vijay Singh was an acolyte compared to David on the practice tee. So we want to talk a little bit about Ryder Cup. Let's go back to your first time back in 1969 at Birkdale.
Well, Jack, I'll tell you one thing. Just being a member of the team, to me, was the best honor I ever had. And you talked about getting goosebumps, and I got them anytime I played in a match or even went there.
Now, what was it nowadays? It seems like most of the European team lives in Florida half of the year. And they're all buddies. They're on the PGA Tour, right. But it was different then, wasn't it?
Well, yes, because we didn't have a lot of the foreign players. They might come over for the majors, and that was it. Now they're all playing over here because the money is so much bigger than what it is in their country, and everybody basically swings the club almost alike.
So what was it like then playing?
It was sort of a rivalry, like a high school basketball team playing across town rivalry. Yeah. You were there to win. And friendships, you didn't have many. I didn't anyway, because I was, you're there to win. You're on a team, and you're going to try to beat them.
And you were always a scrappy player anyway.
Well, I always played to win, and playing that format, the toughest part of the format for me was the alternate shots. That was the toughest part.
Why was that?
Well, because say you get to tee off on the first hole and your partner goes off the second hole. Well, you don't want to let him down. And it's for damn sure he don't want to let you down. And so while you're waiting for him to play his shot, thinking about what I'd be doing, and I'm not telling him what he should be doing. And you sit there and wait, and so he might hit a miscue, like I did with Arnold Palmer at the 18th hole in 1977. I've got a 2-iron in my hand, and we're all even, and I pulled a 2-iron into the left-hand bunker. Well, Arnold, playing with Arnold, you didn't have to worry about where his tee-ball was going. It was going down the middle. And, so you blame yourself. It wasn't Arnold that hit that 2-iron, I hit it.
But don't they always say it's the team?
Well, I don't ever took it that way, because if I made the mistake, that was my fault. My partner didn't make it. And yet you'll have a partner that would make a mistake, and he's not trying to make that mistake.
Talking a little bit about the back in '69, your match with Brian, with Huggett and Bernard Gallagher. That was one of the tough ones. You and Ken Still played that one.
Right, that was an afternoon match, and I think Dale Douglas and I had been beaten in a best ball in the morning, 1 up on 18, and then we got paired with Brian Huggett and Bernard Gallagher. Kenny Still and I did. And we were like 2 up going to the 7th hole, which is a little par 3 down the hill. And Kenny put it off the left edge of the green, and I put it about 15, 20 foot behind the hole, a little bit left. And the wind was blowing hard right to left, and they put it off the green left. And they pitched up and left themselves somewhere between 12 and 8 footers. And we're playing a best ball. and Kenny pitched it about 3 foot by the hole. I putted mine up about 4 to 6 inches from the cup, and I walked up and tapped it in the hole, which was wrong for openers, but no penalty. And then I reached down and grabbed Kenny's coin and flipped it to him. And immediately, which he had the right to do, Gallagher says, "You can't do that." And I said, "Can't do what?" And all he said is, "You can't do that." So you call the referee, you got an American observer, a British observer, and an official. And the official was from Spain. And so the official come over, and I said, and Kenny and I were talking about, what did we do wrong? He said, "You putted out of turn." I said, "Can we put the ball back?" And every time we said that, now they must have said this 10, 15 times, Gallagher, before the man could answer, would say, "You wouldn't put it back in the right place." And I'm not even upset yet. And so after this goes back and forth, and every time we ask him, "Can we put the ball back?" Gallagher jump in there. So I said, "Let's go." So we're only one up now, going to number 8. And so they tee off, Kenny hits it, and I hit a 1-iron down the middle, and I went over the back of the tee to go to the bathroom. And they got little narrow paths going from the tee down to the fairway. And Kenny's standing there talking to the official, and Gallagher's standing there. And so I went by, and I hit Kenny on the back and said, "Come on, Kenny, let's play." And I heard the official say, "Yes, you could have." And I turned around and I said, "Yes, we could have what?" And he said, quote, "You, sir, could have put your ball back, sir, but you didn't ask." Well, I went total ballistic. And the Gallagher jumped in there, and I just said, "You say one more word, boy, and I'm putting this 1-iron right upside your head." Well, from then on in, it wasn't pretty, let's put it that way.
Well, wasn't there a little friction even before, earlier in the round? Were they complaining about you at all, walking around or anything like that?
No, I mean, we didn't get any of that. That was when it happened right then.
Yeah.
And if Mr. Gallagher had let the official go through his routine, there wouldn't have been a problem. I would have got to replace my ball, they would have got to putt, and I would have got to put it in.
Yeah.
More than likely, they would have given me the putt.
Yeah. There wasn't any gimmies then.
No, but when he said, "You can't do that," and it didn't dawn on me or Kenny until we called the official over, and then we asked, can't we put the ball back?
Yeah.
And every time we said it, Gallagher would say, "That won't be good enough. You wouldn't put it back in the same place."
He was a bulldog. I think there was 4 bulldogs playing that match.
There were 3 bulldogs for sure, but Brian Huggett has always been a wonderful person.
Yeah.
And I always liked Brian Huggett. I never could stand Gallagher from the get-go.
So no love lost.
There was never any love lost.
Well,
there.
you won that match. What was it?
We beat him 2 up on each. I made an eagle at the 17th hole to beat him.
Okay. That had to be very.
It was very exciting. But the best was the next 2 days.
Okay, and
then the singles matches.
Well, you went in those days. You played singles twice.
Yes.
And
36 holes on the last day.
The Ryder Cup has changed a lot in over the years of the different formats. But in those days, it was a lot more difficult. You're playing two singles matches on Sunday, and you won both of them.
Right. I had Peter Townsend in the morning, but I didn't sleep all night. I was so mad. And
what were the papers saying then?
I had no clue, because I know one thing. See, my ancestors are from England.
Yeah.
And I told them, I made a statement when I left, I know why my ancestors left here.
That made you real popular.
Right. Townsend was his name. Nice
Peter
boy.
Townsend?
Peter Townsend was a nice boy. He played over here a little bit.
Right.
And I had him first thing in the morning, and I whacked him out 8 and 7. And Brian Barnes, who nobody could beat in a week.
He's a big guy.
In fact, I could tell you a story about what Lee Trevino said, but it wouldn't go well on TV. Because
Well, Barnes beat Nicholas a couple
well,
times
Barnes
in
beat
singles
Nicholas.
later
Barnes
on.
beat Nicholas. Well, Barnes won, I think, almost every match until that day, and I beat him 5-3.
Yeah.
But I could tell you about what Sabino said, and you'd understand. That was a fun.
Wasn't he a big guy? Always had a pipe in his
He
mouth.
was a
something?
pipe smoker.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Big man.
Yeah. So that was a tough match all the way around. 16-16
Well,
draw for the
Right.
team result.
Well, that, you know, there was a little discussion there too. I mean, a little hard feelings there. Why it come down to that? But that was Jack's.
That was Nicholas conceding
That was his
to
conceding
Jacqueline.
that putt.
Yeah.
And for the whole deal.
Yeah.
And whether Jack was playing.
Well,
being a diplomat,
wasn't Sam Snead the captain that
Sam
year?
was the captain.
And was Sam a little upset about that?
Sam was upset, and I think there was a little thing there between Sam and Jack because Sam didn't play Jack the first day.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I know Jack didn't play in the afternoon match on the first day. That's when or the second day, that's when Kenny and I got into it with them. Because he and Dan Sykes come out to the 10th tee to find out what was going on. And all I said was they cheated us out of a hole, number 7. And Jack says, what do you think's going to happen? And I said, well, we may not win the match, but for damn sure we're going to win the fight.
Now the Ryder Cup has changed a little bit.
Yes. Well, see,
since
now
then, hasn't it?
they play together all the time. So they know one another.